If you're driving, please remember to use your car's Bluetooth speaker while listening to the AM Drive. Sports talk is not worth your safety or the safety of others.
Grab your popcorn and sit back.
Jump the gun. Oh, no, give me more than that. Okay, go this way. That was dumb. We are.
How could I tell you when nobody wants to? Your favorite words I will choke.
I still love that intro.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, happy Top 5 Tuesday to everyone in the sports universe. It is May the 24th, 2022. This is the AM Drive on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, and we are live. For Sammy Action, filling in for Aaron Crouch, I am Michael Carvalho saying, Sammy, what's going on, Mr. Thumbs Up?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. What a game last night in the NBA playoffs. Talk about overall excitement.
You know what? You would like that. It's so sad at this point. I don't know what Miami's doing. We'll get to that, but I'm not happy.
At least we had a good hockey game.
The hockey game was good. There was a whole lot of drama in that one too.
Yeah, good
second one, not
storyline.
the first one.
Yeah. Good storyline.
Right. Hey, Sammy, if you co-host a podcast or even run a small business, it's hard spreading the word because people want to check it out, but will they?
Yeah, no, unfortunately not as much as we think.
Right. Well, it's time to grow your brand with Popl. P-O-P-L. Popl is an easy-to-use but high-tech digital business card. You can get your Popl using the code AMDRIVE for 20% off. Set up your links and share. And don't worry, people you share with will not even need a Popl or the Popl app, so it's that much easier. So when you get your Popl in keychain, credit card, even pop socket form, enter the code AMDRIVE for 20% off your order. Go to popl.co and grow your brand today. Dwayne Haskins. This is a little bit of a Mike Sidiff first because Dwayne Haskins' toxicology report came out. It's not good. Because I want to preface my comments by saying it's not fair that someone had to die. I was wishing the best for Dwayne Haskins moving forward. But I also want to say apparently he was not just working out with teammates in Florida, because that was the whole narrative around this was, just unfortunate. He was cleaning himself up. Well, apparently he wasn't. Let's be 100% honest, he was not. This is not to, throw dirt on a grave over here, but this is to say there was a wide majority of fans who called out a man named Gil Brandt, a former Cowboys player who goes on SiriusXM and is a talking head now. Well, he said he was living to die. And on the surface, that sounds terrible. And maybe it was bad timing. And it's still, to this point, it was probably bad timing. But Gil Brandt, apparently was correct. He was not fixing his life up because he had just gone to a club, was driving intoxicated, may have had some drugs he was using recreationally in his system, and then walks in front of a highway when you could have just been a sober person would have walked on the side of the road. The point is with this for me is not to harp more crap on Haskins, but really to say, stop assuming your idols and your stars that you love are some world-class human beings, because chances are they may not be. Just like in music with R. Kelly, the fact people still try to defend R. Kelly is just sickening to me. Or Bill Cosby in comedy, who never told a dirty joke. Or Deshaun Watson in the NFL. Or Dwayne Haskins. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people defending these people as if they are some model citizens, and sometimes they may not be. You don't know them. Don't act like you do. Sammy?
Yeah, I mean, the toxicology report obviously comes out, and it puts a little bit of a negative glare on Haskins' activities the night of his death. And, look, I'm not going to vilify someone for going out and partying. These are young guys with money who are in Miami Beach. I mean, who hasn't gone out in Miami to a club, had some drinks, made some bad decisions, and he paid the ultimate penalty with his bad decision. So I mean, I'm not gonna vilify him or anybody else. But you're spot on. These are not heroes, and I think many athletes in the past have come out and said that exact same thing. We're not heroes. They're athletes. They're men. They're grown ups. They make mistakes. They live their life they want to live, and those lives don't necessarily agree with the morals and assessments of everybody else. It's unfortunate what happened to Dwayne Haskins, and it's also unfortunate what happened to Mr. Brandt. Any of the hatred he got for having an opinion that was unpopular at the time that may be a little bit more correct now. I think your point is pretty spot on in that. It's a sad situation. We should remember these are human beings, and they don't always do the decisions that we think are the best. Unfortunate for Dwayne, it was a pretty pricey one.
The sad thing is that Dwayne Haskins lived in the spotlight because he's an NFL player.
Yeah.
And I understand that there are many people who make the exact, if not worse, decisions that will still chirp off on Twitter. But for me, wishing death on like Gil Brandt, who's already like 80 years old, was just like these people that they I don't understand like why they can't disconnect their feelings from stuff like that. Like, I get people were emotional, but again, you don't know the guy, so why are you that emotional to wish death on somebody else? Because their comment it may look more right now, but it doesn't mean it was still not poorly timed. Like immediately after he died, oh well, I told you. Nah, I get that part, but still doesn't mean he's a horrible human being. And Gil Brandt should be canceled, as the kids like to call it.
Yeah, I mean, in this day and age, I mean, we have gone away from people just being able to have an opinion, even an unpopular one, without receiving some form of death threat or some vilification on social media. All these social media warriors and champions come out and want to puff out their chest to make themselves look all big and strong in the moment. But in the end of the day, I mean, we should be able to discuss our opinions openly and have a decent, civilized conversation, even if you don't agree with that person's opinion. Gil Brandt's opinion at the time was not something I thought was very kind. I didn't think it was necessary. I thought it was a little bit trampling, but it's still his opinion. He's entitled to it. And if he wants to have a discussion about it, people should be willing to have a discussion.
Yeah. Say, hey, it's almost like people were saying that he wished death on the guy. I don't think he wished death. I think he just realized, hey, people have tried to help this guy, and some people just can't be helped, which I get.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that there is quote unquote people to help. I mean, he was a married man. His wife obviously, had to have a bigger role in quote unquote helping him. But at the end of the day, we're adults, right? We have to help ourselves. We have to make decisions that are best for us. And he didn't make a decision that worked out well for him. It's his own fault. I don't know that anybody else deserves any blame here. And unfortunately, the toxicology spotlights that, which him being a football player is why we even have a toxicology report here. Because if he was Joe Blow from down the street and this happened to him, we wouldn't have a toxicology report.
Yeah. But I do want to say rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins. It still sucks that I will not be able to continue my Daniel Jones Dwayne Haskins debate because it's unfair at this point. But it was cool to see that he had another opportunity to be on a team, and it really stinks that he had to die. And that's all I'm going to leave it at.
Yeah, definitely rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. I hope other young athletes can learn from his mistakes. Is the only thing I can take away from that.
Hey, Celtics crushed the Miami Heat last night, and let's just move on. Okay. The thing that's sickening to me about the series is so many media heads were saying, "See, Boston's the better team." Oh, how 24 hours news cycles love you guys. 19 turnovers in game, or 19 steals for the Miami Heat in game 3 apparently meant nothing to these guys. Like, oh, Boston has played well in the majority of the quarters. That's great. But you cannot just say, well, we're the better team. Because how many people are like, oh, well, they have the best players. I'm not sure if that's true. Jason Tatum obviously is probably the best player in the series. I'd like to think that Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, who's an NBA champion, Tyler Hero, who just won 6th Man of the Year, Bam Adebayo. I'd like to think that these guys would like a word in that argument of second best player in the series. All 4 of them would. So it's weird to me how the media narrative is working. Miami stole a game in Boston, just like Boston stole a game in Miami, and now we're back to square one. I cannot wait.
I mean, I can wait, to be honest with you, and I'll tell you why.
Ah.
Look, I predicted this series would go 7, and the reason I predicted that is I thought these teams were pretty closely matched up and that the series would be a good one. I feel like I'm way wrong, even though the result will probably be the right result. Every game in this series has been a blowout, which doesn't indicate these teams are well matched up. It means that the team that's on that day is going to win, and the next game, a different team is going to be on, and that team is going to win. And that's not the indicator of a good matchup. It's just an indicator of whoever's hot in the moment. And so I don't think these teams match up well against each other. I think this series will continue to be kind of unfavorable to watch. And, it probably will still go 7, but I don't know that either team is necessarily any better than the other.
I want to know why some teams decide to come out flat in a playoff game. Like, what are we doing? Hockey is like the Blues in game 1. Like, what are we doing here?
I mean, I do get that nowadays, teams can really put their foot on your throat if they get off to a super good start. I mean, Boston got out yesterday to an 18-1 start and it never turned around. Right? Miami never made a run.
This used to be shots,
it used to be the league of runs, right? Where you go up 10, the other team goes on a 10-0 run, and that's just not the case anymore. Teams get up 15, 20 points, and all of a sudden it's 25 and 30 points, and the game is over. And so I don't know that's not showing up. I just think, Miami got off to a really poor start and never could recover, and that was the end of that.
Well, I just want to say grow your brand on Popple, but use the code AMDrive for 20% off your order. Okay, and that's the key here. When we come back, Vasilevsky, holy crap, the Lightning may be one of the favorites to win the Cup. Who knows? Also, Kadri got his revenge, and more. We'll bring up to the AM Drive on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah. You want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
I demand fives in the chat immediately on Top 5 Tuesday. But first, if you want the best in playoff merchandise with the best gear from every team, from every league, with daily deals, Sammy, you gotta go to MikeandAaronDrive.com and do what?
Click the F.
That's right. When you click that F, you can get all that awesome stuff, including free shipping over $64 today. So again, if you want the jersey from like a Tyler Hero or Jason Tatum or Steph Curry, get it now. Get it today. Get it at Fanatics. Use MikeandAaronDrive.com and click the Fanatics logo to do so. Sammy, I'm excited for this because for the second week on the show, you will be giving us your top 5 baseball teams, as will I. And I forgot which week I'm on. I just know, I think it's like week 7 now for me. Oh, well. Sammy, why don't you go first with this one? Top 5 baseball teams.
Moving into my top 5 for the first time in the 2 weeks is the San Diego Padres at number 5. They have won 2 out of 3 in Atlanta. They won 2 out of 3 in Philadelphia. They swept the Giants in San Francisco. There's a team playing great. They have an MVP candidate in Machado. Definitely deserves some recognition. They knocked my Brewers out. That's okay. My top 4 are the same as they were last week, but a different order. And number 1 on that list is going to be the Dodgers this week. Dodgers have overtaken the Yankees. Yankees fall to number 2 after getting beat up by some good pitching by the White Sox. Number 3 are the Mets, who are still playing well. And my favorite trash can banging Houston Astros stay at number 4. That's all I got for baseball this week.
You know what's sad about that is that I call them the trash can banging, and Aaron said, "Oh, stop doing that." No, it happened. Darn it. Okay.
I'm a realist, man. Like, that's who they are. Until they aren't, that's who they are.
Except Dusty Baker makes that a little bit more hurtful for me, but they're still trash can banging bastards.
Agreed.
Okay, coming into the top 5 this week for me, the first time this year they're in the top 5, and second time this year, the Los Angeles Angels. What's up, Rocks of the Outfield podcast? But hey, I'm excited for this. They're plus 51 in run differential, which is pretty impressive. And I also have them in my top 5 preseason teams, so it's narrative here as well. But that's number 5. Number 1, same thing as last week, although Astros did drop out. No, yeah, Astros did drop out. So I forgot. Okay, anyways. Number 1, I've got the Dodgers. Dodgers are back to number 1. How about that, Yankees? You can't lose 3 in a row to the White Sox and say that you're still the best team in America. You're not. Dodgers are plus 97 now on run differential. That is, I believe, 26 more than they were last week. Oh, they're still cribbing teams right now. Number 2 is those Yankees at plus 65. They're 5-5 in their last 10, so that obviously includes the 3 in a row they just lost. And Josh Donaldson is a racist punk. I'm kidding. I don't know if he is, but I'm just saying. Number 3, the New York Mets are back in the top 3. Last week I said they were skating on thin ice. Well, now they're 7-3 in their last 10. They had a good week, so the Mets are back in it. Love those lovable, likable Mets. And number 4, coming in, last week they entered the top 5. This week they're moving up a spot to number 4. They're plus 49 run differential. If you haven't noticed, run differential is a big thing for me. So there you go. Dodgers, Yankees, Mets, Cardinals, Angels. What? Did you say your Brewers? Did you like the Brewers?
So I bet the Brewers before the season started to win the World Series. I got them a pretty good number, and I'm kind of semi-rooting for them to make a good run this year. I think they have the pitching, and I'm hoping Yelich comes back and has an MVP season. But I'm not a Brewer fan, just who I bet this year.
So he's biased, is what he's saying.
Of course, my money is my biggest fan. I'm the biggest fan of my money.
Some ways that works. I don't know how it does, but it works. Okay. Sammy, I know you watched this game. All I know is that when I looked up and saw it, I'm like, wow, they actually did it again. Lightning, after having a struggle with the Maple Leafs, or as Aaron likes to call them, round 1 Maple Leafs, the Lightning swept the Panthers, who, as you said yesterday, were one of the best teams in the NHL. And wow, this is not a good look for them, but Lightning are clicking on all cylinders. It's a storm brewing, man.
Yeah, Vasilevsky is just incredible, man. I mean, when you have that level of goaltending, it doesn't take much to win. I think Florida, the highest scoring team in the league, scored 3 goals in the series. I mean, yeah. To put that in perspective, Kadri scored 3 goals last night for the Avalanche.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
It's tough to be good goaltending. It's the tried and true passion of the NHL, right? So it's as long as he's playing this good, it's gonna be tough to beat him.
Do you think? So who are they playing the next series? It would be the winner of the Oilers, right?
Carolina and Rangers. No, do I have it wrong?
I have to check that. I'm not sure how the playoff bracket is lining up right now.
Yeah, they play the winner of Carolina and Rangers.
Oh, I cannot wait for this. I think as a person who drafted Carolina with my number 1 NHL pick, I want Carolina to beat them.
I
don't know if
did
they
bet
will.
Carolina. Carolina was my 10-1 shot to win the Stanley Cup, so I'm rooting for them, and I have Colorado as well. So again, I always root for my money, but yeah, Carolina, if they can get past the Rangers, that would be a good series.
I still see Tampa Bay three-peating. There's just no way. You can't just rely on Vasilevsky to save you. That's not fair.
You can, and it's not like their offense is playing bad. You know, those guys are playing well as well.
I know. Steven Stamkos and the whole crew. I hate them all.
You know what they do differently than everybody else is they do all the dirty work, man. They block all the shots. They get down the ice.
Yeah.
They do all the things that you need to do to win games, to give yourself opportunities that other teams aren't doing. And I don't think Carolina will do that stuff either, honestly. If Carolina can't outspeed them, then, you know, I feel like Tampa Bay can get past them just the same. The Rangers, I feel like, are a step below both those teams. So I do think you're going to see them in the Stanley Cup Finals. Unfortunately for, like I said, I bet Carolina, but it's tough to get past Tampa right now.
So you think you're saying Tampa's going to beat Carolina? Is that what you just said?
Well, I mean that series is 2-1, so I don't know that even Carolina beats the Rangers at this point. I'm rooting for it, but if they play Carolina is not known for doing all that dirty work, right? They don't get down on the ice. They don't block as many shots. They're a fork checking team, and so Tampa has a slight advantage in that situation, in my opinion, from the limited time I've watched both teams this year. I do think Carolina can beat them, specifically if Vasilevsky has a bad series. But if he's playing well, it's going to be tough for any team in the East to beat him. The only team I think that can give them real trouble is Colorado.
All right, we're going to bank on the Avs then. I'm good. All right, as long as Aaron's team doesn't win it, I'll be fine.
Hey, give the guy some love in the world. Let him enjoy life.
Nah, he'll be all right. He's already enjoying life living in Vegas. Revenge for our boy Nazem Kadri. Wow. This dude, and I thought NHL and TNT broadcast was kind of out of line calling this guy Brad Marchand of the West. Go to hell. No way. No, because I think Sammy, you told me that the hit on the goalie was just an accident, right?
So they were both racing for the puck, him and the defender. They both got their skates tangled up, and both men barreled into Binnington. Kadri hit him first and probably hardest, but both men were a little bit out of control. The injury is unfortunate, but it certainly wasn't done on purpose. More Kadri has a bit of a history as being a somewhat dirty player in the past, and that's sort of spotlighted when somebody gets hurt on his watch there. So, but I thought, man, I watched Kadri both in the game and after the game last night, and I thought he handled hate so well in his post-game interview. He talked about using it as fuel to play better, about how to put it behind him, how he puts on a big front to make it seem like it's not that important to him, even though it is. And he made the point, and I think this is important, that he's been dealing with this for a long time. It's not just today people are saying death threats to him and his family. Being a quote unquote foreigner and all the non-traditional things of hockey, he's been dealing with hate for 20 years. And so he says, I don't remember his exact quote, but he's gotten good at dealing with it, which is both sad and really enlightening in the moment. Right. So kudos to him for coming out and playing a good game and taking some pretty cheap shots and coming out and just scoring right on their face, Amen.
And I love the fact this reminds me of what Kyrie Irving should be. Like a guy who, it rubs him the wrong way. But you do yourself no favors by flicking off fans and by, cussing them out. It's like, just play your game, dude. You're better than them, so prove it.
I mean, you could see the passion and emotion that he played with last night was at another level. And you could even see the Blues were taking some cheap shots at him. And they hit him when he was down.
When they had him pinned down.
Yeah, I mean, they were hitting him every chance he got. And he didn't go to the refs. He didn't complain. He didn't cry foul. He got up and he found open space and shot the puck. I mean, that's what a hero should be. We're talking about athletes being heroes, right? We can learn a lot from the way Kadri is handling this whole situation.
Yeah, I don't like when I thought it was a complete punk, dare I say, BITCH move to have a guy pinned down and start beating him. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
like you're not going to give the man a chance to fight back. And that, to me, as a person who hates like suffering and torture, I hated that. I'm like, what is this crap? That was stupid to me. Like, what is he doing to them?
St. Louis has gone off the deep end here, and I think they're handling this the wrong way.
Good.
They should have been much classier in the moment. They should have been much more respectful of the game, and instead they're putting sort of a black eye on their whole city by acting this way, the fans and the team.
Yeah, so those fans that would say, "What's that? That's not all of us." Well, apparently it's your team too, so it
Yeah.
is all of you guys.
But yeah, if you haven't had a chance, go back and watch the interview he gave last night. For athletes to get that open about their situation is pretty rare, and he was pretty enlightening in the moment. It was a spot on spot for him.
I love it. It was 1:00 in the morning when the game ended. I had to sleep. I almost didn't wake up. I woke up 30 minutes before the show started today. So
Mike, not everybody watches our show live, but the brilliant thing about YouTube is you can watch it after.
Woohoo! Sammy's plugging. Love it. Oh, Sammy, I want to get your thoughts on this before we go, as we say bye, Sammy. Best team left in the NBA. Is it the I can't get out my who is it?
It's the Warriors, of course. I honestly don't know that it's the Warriors, right? So the Warriors are going to get past Dallas. I think we can all agree that's the case. And I think they match up a little bit better with Boston. I think that's a better matchup for the Warriors. I think they match up a little bit worse with Miami. So I could see either of those two teams beating them, but I think they'll be the favorite over both.
I'm going to tell you why I like Miami. I'm going to say that in the next segment too. I really enjoy how we can just plug and play people. It doesn't matter. People say, "Oh, they have a bunch of undrafted guys." Okay, well, those guys were undrafted years ago. They're playing good now. Leave them alone. I'm so tired of hearing, "Well, they're overachievers." Yeah, that's what everyone in the NBA is supposed to be. But our guys are doing it better. So I would love to see Miami go up there. I would love to see Jimmy Butler get a ring, considering how hard he's worked. But unfortunately, not everyone gets a ring when they work hard.
It's true. And Jimmy Butler has had a fantastic career, whether he gets a ring or not. But the NBA has been built on the heels of stars win championships. And
I know.
Against either of these teams, Golden State just has more stars. Not necessarily better stars, but more of them.
Right.
Depth has never been the key component to winning championships, in my opinion. And Miami has a ton of depth, which makes them a great regular season team. Less important in the playoffs when you're getting rest between games and you're only playing 6 or 7 guys most of the time. I don't know if that depth really puts them over the top against either of these teams.
I know it. WNBA is about 8 games in this season, and this rookie from Atlanta, the Atlanta Dream, Ryan Howard, looks like Kyrie Irving out there. She leads the WNBA in points per game at 20+, the only player to be over the 20+ point per game mark. Sammy, how important is that for the WNBA to have a shining rookie?
I mean, I don't know that it's important. I'm happy for this young lady, and I hope that she has a wonderful career. I think to put the NBA in a bigger spotlight, it's not so much about the rookies, it's about the superstars. They need to have somebody come out and just dominate that sport where people want to come out and see what all this jazz, all this hype is all about. Having promising rookies is great. They've had promising rookies in the past. But they need someone who just comes out and just shoots the lights. They need a Steph Curry, right? A girl who comes out and just shoots 40% from 3 and just splashes every time she gets the ball.
What if I told you she's shooting not 40, not 45, but 46% from 3?
I mean, I hope she keeps it up because
that's insane to me.
That kind of stuff will attract fans, I think, more than just the concept of a promising young player.
Well, I agree, yeah.
So for the WNBA, I mean, look, I'm glad they're molding some young people, and I hope that they continue to grow that brand. But they need to get that superstar, that one person who comes in and just dominates for 10 years, and everybody wants to come out and see and say, "Oh, I got to see, Brittany Griner, whoever it is, come out. I want to see her play." I think that's the next step for them to find.
I love it, Sammy. I love the insight there. And I love that you're going to come back tomorrow for Hump Day.
I will be here. I love Hump Day.
Woohoo! What we all, Mike Boyd. Hey, Sammy, have a good one, dude. And get to work, won't you?
Thanks, my friend. See you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Love having the dude Sammy on. So with that, we will leave it there. When we come back, I'll be talking best team left in the NBA. Is it the Miami Heat? Is it the Warriors? Who knows? Who cares? Do I? Also, the WNBA, we're going to do a little recap of the first 8 games, and I'm very excited for that. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be right back to the AM Drive on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah, you want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Welcome back to the AM Drive here on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. And once again, we are live. Well, I'm live at least. Hey, for a good top 5 Tuesday so far, let's get a recap of what me and Sammy talked about in the first 2 segments. To open, I mentioned about this Dwayne Haskins toxicology report and how I was not happy with the way that ended. And I wasn't going to throw dirt on a grave, obviously. It was more so to say, dang, dude. Why were you doing that stuff in Miami? It just made me mad. Made me even more mad that Gil Brandt deserves an apology because he honestly, I thought, while it may have been poorly timed, he still might have been right, okay? So we owe Gil Brandt an apology for calling it out like he saw it. I'm sorry. Next up, we talk about how the Celtics crushed the Miami Heat, and the series is now tied 2-2. And I'm not so sure that the Miami Heat's 4 best players are not better than the Celtics' 4 best players. Because you look at Jason Tatum is obviously the number 1, right? If we're going to do this, but Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero are all wanting Victor Oladipo. Those guys are playing very well. And I would like to know why the Miami Heat are just some, undrafted. Who gives a crap? We're playing well. We're right here. We stole a game in Boston just like they stole a game in Miami. Period. I'm good. I'm doing good right now. Also, Andre Vasilevsky is a monster between the pipes. The goalie from the Tampa Bay Lightning has been locking down folks, and it led to a sweep and a shutout in Game 4 of the red-hot Florida Panthers. Next up, of course, Nazem Kadri. Great job for him by shutting up the haters and the people who make threats, which are just the stupidest people on earth, are the ones who make death threats to sports players because they don't like them or they may or may not have injured a guy. Dude, go get a job, man. You people are so stupid with that crap. But shout out to Kadri for scoring 3 goals. And I'm a big Kadri fan now because of this. And also, the top 5 baseball teams, I'll remind you, I have the Dodgers number 1, Yankees at 2, the Mets at 3, St. Louis Cardinals at 4, and the Los Angeles Angels rounding out my top 5. Reminder to shop every single league at MikeandAaronDrive.com and click the Fanatics logo. To start off this edition of Mike's In It First, I want to get into this. Who is the best team left in the NBA? I have done a lot of going back and forth with this. The reason I originated this topic last night was because I thought the Warriors might be, but I'm still not buying it. I believe Miami is number one team left this season. I'm serious. I do not believe the Warriors getting away with murder because the Mavericks are missing every open three imaginable. That does not make them somehow the cream of the crop in the NBA. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. While I do agree that Steph Curry, or at least in my opinion, is having his best playoffs ever, I'm not a fan of this team. They're way too careless. And I do believe that if the Mavericks would be hitting threes right now, they might be up 2-1 or even 3-0. The Warriors have gotten away too many times with a break from three for the Mavericks. The Miami Heat, on the other hand, all season long, this goes back to the regular season for the Miami Heat. This team has plugged and played guys over and over again. And it's something that we must consider. Not just me as a Miami Heat fan, but everyone in the sports universe. I would like to know why no one's giving us respect. Who cares if we're playing undrafted guys? They're here now, so get over it. We found them, your team did not. And I believe our ability to do this all season long has built a chemistry and a trust in one another. We also have Coach Eric Spoelstra. I'm telling you guys, how great would the story be if Pat Riley was able to engineer a championship where a team started two undrafted players? That'd be absolutely insane, and I'm all here for it. Cannot wait. If I'm you guys, I'm putting a bet on the Miami Heat right now to win it all. Seriously. I want to look at the futures of this right here. Let's see what we got going on. NBA Finals futures. Where we at? NBA Championship. The Heat are 5-1. The Warriors are minus 160. Might be the best thing I've ever done. I think the NBA would be a better place if the Miami Heat won a championship this year. How about that? Because Pat Riley would be like the GOAT of the whole thing. He won it as a coach. He won it as an executive. Won it with stars. Won it without stars. I can't wait. Let's get to the WNBA and a little bit of a recap for their season so far. Because honestly, guys, I hate coughing. Honestly, guys, the WNBA to me has been really impressive. Let's get to the standings right now. The Las Vegas Aces are 7-1. The Connecticut Sun are 4-1. And to me, that's just been impressive. Now, what's more infuriating for me, I'm a Sabrina Ionescu fan. The New York Liberty are 1-4. They're losing games by a combined, by an average of 14.8 points per game. That's not good. Now, who have they lost to? Well, they beat the Connecticut Sun. They then lost the Sun by 27 points. They lost to the Fever by 6, lost the Wings by 10, and lost to the Chicago Sky by 33. It's not good. I believe right now the Aces are obviously the best team in the WNBA. It's not even close. They're 5-0 at home. But how about the Mystics who are 3-0 on the road? Or how about the Atlanta Dream? And that's where I want to get to with this. The Atlanta Dream with rookie Ryan Howard. I believe she was the number one pick in the draft this past year. Well, this past offseason, like about a month ago, right? Ryan Howard is averaging 20 points per game. In fact, she's averaging 20.5 points per game. That leads the WNBA. She's got more than Erica Ogunbowale from the Dallas what are they? The Stars of the Wings. Who's the Dallas team? The Dallas. I'm gonna kill myself when I find this out. Oh, the Wings. I knew it was the Wings. Anyway, I'm sorry. That was me trying to figure. I had to get that for my personal preference here. But no, Ryan Howard leads Jackie Young. Elaine Deladon's only got 18.2. Elaine Deladon's a beast for those of you that don't know. And 3-point percentage, she's also averaging 3.5 3-pointers made and shooting 46% from three. That's insanity if you're a WNBA supporter like myself. I know there's not many of us, but I'll be honest, guys, that's incredible. That's absolutely unheard of to me in WNBA. And I'm happy that happened. The 2022 draft, Ryan Howard of Kentucky. Incredible. And the best thing about her is she is a skilled dribbler. I've said it before, I'll say it again. WNBA can be dominated right now because their defense is not the best. So when you have a girl come in like Ryan Howard, who can shake and bake and Kyrie Irving her way out of there, that's incredible. And the fact that she can step back threes, guys, I was a big Sabrina fan. Sabrina cannot even do that. Seriously. I love the fact that Ryan Howard is taking over the WNBA. I'm very excited for her. I'm excited for the Atlanta Dream being here in Georgia. I might have to go catch the Atlanta Dream game to let you guys know how it felt. I don't even go to the NBA game, for those of you that don't know. So that's pretty impressive. If I were to hit a WNBA game out first, I'd like to be the ultimate fan of that league. So, hey, I'm excited. Tomorrow is Hump Day, and I cannot wait for Simi Action to come back on the show tomorrow. It's been a fun time doing this show, but it's not fun doing it alone. And for that, I say, guys, have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your Top 5 Tuesday. Enjoy your hockey and basketball plays tonight. Tonight in hockey, we've got the Hurricanes and the Rangers and the Flames and the Oilers. That should be fun. I think Oilers are hitting on all cylinders. You need Oilers at plus 200, at 2-1 to win by more than 1.5 goals. I might have to take it. But seriously, guys, have a great rest of your day. Like I said, enjoy your Top 5 Tuesday. Have a great week if you don't watch the show without us. Whatever, I don't care. I do care. Love you guys. But hey, drive safe, please. That's it for me.